if we're keeping it all the way real, like I've had to leave jobs because my career is always gonna come before a 9 to 5. It's not easy. Like, but for me, it's like I have that fire inside of me. I'm gonna make it work.
Like, how much does it really cost you guys?
If you're starting, that you're gonna see that's very apparent is when you ask people how much things charge, they're not gonna say what their price is. They're gonna be like, "What's your budget?" That's to tell you what this is.
Have you ever felt like a previous partner or like situationship may feel like, oh wow, that's about me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you it's about you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell you.
You stand on it.
I'm gonna say, Flip, thanks for giving me inspiration for music at least.
When you stay by yourself, you really think your perception's reality.
True.
Yeah.
You are not developing. You need to be around people who are constantly looking for opportunity in anything, whether it's in conversation, whether it's in life, job, wherever.
Yeah.
Because the way they will motivate you, the way they will inspire you, the way you will learn from each other, it will it's literally abundant.
Yeah. What's going on, people, man? You're tuning into episode 20 of the It's Not Easy podcast, man. There's a new environment. We've got a new studio. We've got new faces. And we're here. How you guys doing? You good?
Fantastic.
Good. Great. How are you?
Yeah, well, good, man. It's been an interesting week. But how's it been for you guys?
Just pretty busy. We're always working, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely busy.
Yeah.
Always on go.
You know when you say like always on go, like is that like live stuff or is it like music stuff or like a bit of both?
It's definitely a bit of both. For me it's more music driven. You know, just being in certain environments when you're an up and coming artist, you know, just showing up in certain spaces to get your face out there and to network. And then I just dropped a single last week, so it's like doing things post release.
Pushing, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then live.
Yeah. How you guys how you guys feeling about Christmas though this year? I know obviously is around the corner. Like, are you guys up for it or is this another year?
I feel like it should be a time where it's like everyone's like stops and relaxes.
Yeah.
But I feel like even though they say the music industry kind of closes, I feel like it still doesn't stop.
You can't stop.
You actually can't stop.
That's true.
Because I was going to be like, oh, let me take a break. But every time I try and take a break, it's like something comes up and you're like, let me just act on it because you don't want to miss out. Because at the end of the day, it's a very competitive industry. So the day that you take a day off, someone else is overworking you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's true. It's competitive.
And I'm Nigerian, so we don't play about work ethic.
Yeah, you got to be on it. You got to be on it. So.
Yeah.
But like, you don't also feel like it's a time to like relax a bit though?
It is.
Or like, have you got to find a balance, you think?
It is, but I feel like in this day and age, how much relaxing can you do? You want to, but you got things to do.
Yeah.
Like,
dreams to chase, man.
One day chilling, you know how much work you could have got done?
It's true.
It's hard. It's very hard to find that balance.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting because I'm born 99, so I'm literally like
Same.
just before like the last of Gen Z. I mean the first of Gen. No, we're the second year of Gen Z, right? Gen Z is 98.
Yeah.
Okay, 98. So we're the second year, but we're kind of like the new version. So we're like in that phase is like between the millennial kind of energy and the Gen Z. And I feel like us Gen Zs, I'm not gonna lie, when people say that they feel like we're lazy, I don't think the word's lazy. I just think that they like to prioritize things a bit more.
Yeah.
And they want more of a balance, which I guess in essence makes sense. But when you look about like our parents, our grandparents, how hard they worked and stuff, this is very light. So things like Christmas, holiday season, like, I don't know, I grew up with my parents always kind of working, so it wasn't really something that...
Yeah, like it wasn't that big of a...
It wasn't really like a big deal. Actually, in my family, like New Year is more of a big deal for us. So we don't really celebrate Christmas like that. We do New Year dinner.
Yeah.
And we like into the night and stuff like that. So it's just
it's interesting. Look, I think this year, like I've seen a lot of people like going abroad for Christmas. Like it would be they go back to Nigeria or wherever. So it's kind of something that I've always been keen to do, like travel like across Christmas break. Have you guys ever done that?
Yeah, I have. I did last year.
Is it good?
You know, so interesting. I actually did for Dirty December.
Okay. So you got lit.
I went Dirty December last year. I was only meant to go there for two weeks.
Yeah.
And then me and my friend ended up extending, and we were there for 5 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Serious. Nice. Serious.
Time.
Yeah. Like I want to experience like in terms of the Christmas break, and I'm not at home. Like, I'm just out somewhere, new environment, like a new space. You know what I mean? So, have you ever done that?
You need to do it.
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I haven't yet, but I feel like it's something everyone should try.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I mean? I feel like everyone should try it, especially when you're young and you have no kids or major responsibilities. I feel like there's certain things that you should just do.
Yeah.
So I got it. I was planning to go Ghana this year. I'm Ghanaian, but yeah, it's not.
Fair play. You get a little taste of it for sure. I want to start off with some quick fire questions though, yeah? You guys ready, yeah?
Yeah.
Had your breakfast this morning?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Start with an easy one, yeah? Music or money?
I'm not gonna lie.
Music or money?
Yeah, quick.
Money.
I would say.
Fair.
I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
Let's not even lie.
You know what?
Go on.
I would actually say music,
Okay.
and that's not even me being
Hey,
pretentious.
yeah.
I just think I'm a very nostalgic person. So I'm just
Okay.
thinking about when I was like younger and stuff, how much that was like an escape.
But-
A big dream, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
When you say music or money, do you mean like would you choose your music career or would you choose like
Yeah, so
Well, there you go.
if you could only have one,
there's no career without money?
if you could only have one,
I'm taking the money.
money?
Yeah.
Okay,
Doesn't
cool.
mean I don't love
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
but
But-
I'm taking
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And bills gotta get paid.
Let's go get paid, bro. Okay, cool. Fame or respect?
Respect.
Respect.
Mm.
Respect.
What's
Oh my
what's
God.
fame without respect? Why would you want fame and no respect?
You can monetize fame though.
No, not everyone
Me?
can monetize fame.
Respect.
Nowadays, you can
You know,
monetize
it-
fame
I
big
feel like
time.
fame is very subjective though,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
because people can be famous in their town. People, do you know what I mean? People can be
True.
infamous. Like it's not. It's whereas I feel like respect is very objective.
Yeah.
So I'd rather
Okay.
that.
Okay, cool. Spotify or Apple Music?
Say that again?
Spotify or Apple Music?
I'm a Spotify babe. I'm on
Okay,
Spotify.
same.
I'm an Apple Music babe, but Spotify because I'm an artist.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like I've become more of a Spotify babe, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Both.
quite, yeah. It's quite interesting you mentioned that. So like for
Listen to music.
artists, yeah,
Yeah.
is like Spotify the go-to to like build your platform and like your page and stuff.
I feel both are, but I feel like people speak more of Spotify.
Yeah, I've noticed
They,
that as
they
well.
speak more of it because of the streams and stuff like that, but they're
Data
both
and stuff.
equally as important.
Yeah,
I
for
just
sure.
feel like people just look at Spotify more.
Yeah,
It's more. It's because of their business module.
Yeah.
Like with Spotify, they really do prioritize things like playlisting, algorithm playlisting.
Yeah, it's
and new
big.
listeners.
It's big.
Whereas Apple Music, the only real playlists you can be on are the editorial ones. Whereas with Spotify, someone can have the same amount of saves,
Yeah.
but it's just their
They
personal
don't
playlist.
really look at the streams and like people don't really talk about Apple Music
'Cause
streams.
it's not public. So
It
of
isn't
course
that big
they're
of a
not
deal for
going to.
yeah.
But it is,
true.
but you still want to get on them Apple Music
Yeah.
playlist. You know
It's
what I mean?
huge.
They got some stuff there.
Yeah, they still have a huge base there. So
Yeah.
cool. Album or EP?
Album.
EP.
Okay.
EP.
What from like a personal point of view?
From both.
Both.
Any point of view.
You prefer album? Okay.
I say EP, but then again, like they're both kind of in the same category. A EP is just a smaller version of
Nowadays,
an album.
really, innit? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a
It's similar
smaller
nowadays
version.
for sure.
You know what? I think people make it similar, but if you actually think about it, it's actually not meant to be similar at all.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm still kind of like in
wasn't supposed to
the
be.
environment like where I listen to people who do make that difference. I think a really good artist example is Thames. Like there's a
Yeah.
huge difference between her
Yeah.
EP
Yeah,
and
yeah.
her album Born in the Wild. So I feel like
For sure.
I'm gonna still digest both,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna just say
Yeah.
EP. They're
Cool.
similar.
All right. Cool. A trip with the girls or vacation?
Trip with the Girls.
Trip with the girls.
Okay. Fair.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Cool. Have you guys been on girl trips before?
Yeah.
Fun.
I've been on
Fantastic.
like 2, yeah.
Nice. That sounds cool. If you had to summarize 2024 in one word, what are you choosing?
Growth.
Growth.
How about you?
Mine opening.
Man open.
Mine
Okay.
opening.
Cool.
Yeah.
Serious though. And last one, yeah. Favorite album ever?
Gosh. That is
Top of your
That's
head.
hard.
If you had to pick,
favorite album ever.
regardless of genre or like anything,
You know
it's
what?
like
I'm gonna go with favorite album ever. I'm just trying to think of an album that I listened to from top to bottom.
Yeah.
I would probably say
that's kind of how I gauge it as well. Actually, if I can like play it all through without a
Yeah.
single,
I'm gonna just say mine's right now is definitely Scissors. Scissors
Fair?
last album. I just gotta speak about now because there's a lot of music out there.
Yeah.
But Scissors,
it's a hard one.
Okay.
Maybe Beyonce's. Maybe B-Day. I feel like I
B-Day.
can listen to that all through.
Okay.
There's too much
Front to back.
music.
Yeah, there's too much.
Yeah, there's a lot out there, but yeah, some certainly some.
But something
Classic
recent I would
projects.
say is definitely Iris Star's The year 2021.
That's
When
serious.
I've been able to listen to that start to end. With no skips. Definitely no skip album.
Serious though. I haven't really looked into that one.
See, Summer Walker, still not over it. See, there's too much.
Yeah, that's another one that's like
she
took over the streets when that dropped. Yeah.
You should definitely check out Ira's one. That was actually the album that made me be like, you know, I actually want to be a fan.
Really great.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, it really changed my perspective. Like, I've always liked her and stuff, but I don't really say I like artists unless I listen to her body of work.
Yeah.
So once I liked her, I was like, yeah, I like her. I like
you know for sure you want to think. Yeah. Now, serious, man. No, that's the little warm up, a little tester. But like as we get into the, let's say, the meat and drink of it, yeah. So obviously here, like on It's Not These podcasts, like we like to speak to people who like are like dream chasers, like you have ambition to like have a life that's outside of the ordinary, right? But so like I did want to ask you guys, like, what was the initial point that made you guys want to like become an artist? Like,
it's crazy. We're talking about this.
What like changed or like what pushed you into that place?
Honestly, I feel like when I like close my eyes and I look back at my life journey, I've always been destined for this path.
Serious.
I'm a Pisces. I'm a creative at heart. So whether that's music, modeling, acting, that's me.
Yeah.
But music is just always something from a very young age that I've been like very involved with.
Yeah.
And I always pray on it as well. And that was the one thing I never took serious. I dabbled in a lot of things, but music was the one thing I never tried. And I have a talent, so I had to try.
Yeah.
And I always pray on it, like, God, if this is for me, let me stay on this path. And if it's not, remove me. But he's always kept me on this path.
It's deep.
So it's meant to be, and I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
So
that's
what it is for me.
Yeah.
Similarly, but the difference is that I actually wasn't good. I actually sucked.
Yeah.
I was a very bad singer growing up, but I still felt very drawn to it.
Yeah.
It was something I kept battling with, like, because I felt like
That's deep.
the way I perceived things was, if you're not good at something, you shouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until
the wrong way around,
the likes of like Brent Fayez, there was another Bryson Tiller that spoke about how they weren't good and then they got good.
Yeah.
So it kind of motivated me, like, okay, if they can get good, then I can get. Just because I'm not good at it doesn't mean I can't do it, right? So I started doing it.
Yeah.
I started practicing and I started getting actually better. But then what actually pushed me was I lived in Manchester for like 2 years.
Okay.
And I told my friend, I actually want to get out here, but I couldn't think of, because London's expensive, I couldn't think of how I was going to come back to London. Like, it was a bit hard. And then we were talking about, like, because I'm currently doing my master's, but when we were having that conversation, she was like to me, oh, we should do our master's together, because I have an undergrad in law. I told her, God forbid I ever do law again.
Yeah.
And then I said, it did trigger the thought, like, if I'm going to go back to school, let me do something I like. And I looked up my course, and the uni I go to is the only uni that did that particular course. They said it was a 4% chance of going in, but I said, I'm trying it. I tried, I got in, they were really happy with me, and that was kind of like what pushed, and I felt like, and the place I was staying at, the contract was ending.
Okay.
They were selling the house.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was all aligned. So I was like, oh my God, this must mean it's really making sense.
Yeah.
So when I moved to London, everything just started following me. I was like, yeah.
That's well from there. And it's quite deep, what you said as well, because I've got someone like online that I listen to, and he always says that, you know what stops a lot of people from like becoming who they want to become is that they have the idea that if I want to do something, I have to be good at it.
I have to be perfect.
But then I guess the point of view that it should really be is that I'm going to do this, and even if I'm bad, I'm going to keep doing it until I get good. So he would emphasize it's like, if you want to be good at it, you keep doing it until you get good. It isn't the like point of view that, oh, I'm going to start and let's be gifted. And to be fair, you do get like a few examples of people who just start and they're just like right out the gate, they're just like blown away. But not everyone has that journey, right? So having that growth point of view is important. I did want to touch upon, because I know you guys are from Ireland, right? So how did that journey coming into London kind of happen?
I was born in London.
Okay, so
I was born in London. My mom's Irish. My dad's Ghanaian. So I grew up in London until I was like 9. Moved to Ireland when I was that age. And then, I just like spent the rest of my time there. Yeah. But it's always been back and forth. Like, London's an hour flight. My dad lives here, family. Yeah. So it's always been like, it's still home. Yeah. Home away from home. So, yeah. For sure. Growing up, came back here, continued to pursue things. There's more going on in London. There's not a lot going on.
There's a hub, right? There's a hub of like all the industries, agents, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah. It's
just more motion here.
Yeah.
For me, obviously I grew up in Ireland my whole life.
Yeah.
However, in the year I moved I actually moved for uni, but I actually had 2 offers. One in the uni that I would end up going to in near London, and then the one in Ireland. And then my mom wanted me to make a decision. Everyone actually didn't want me to move because I went by myself at 17. And the reason I moved is because, funny enough, I was being bullied so bad. I was like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Yeah, I was Ireland. They will tell you, I was being bullied badly in that place. Yeah, I think for me it was a thing where I think because I'm very outgoing, whether I don't know, I feel like people see that as a threat. Well, I don't really want to get into it, but I was being bullied so bad to a point that my pastor was just like, "What do you want to do?" kind of thing. And I was like, "I want to get out here." And then they convinced my mom, and my mom let me. She came with me. I moved with a little suitcase, one single ticket, and a dream. To get the hell out of there. And then while I was there, I was living my best life. But then that's when I started like, okay, let me start uploading YouTube covers. Let me start doing stuff, and things started aligning. And it's funny because you meet people as well on the way that also kind of
on the same
help you on the journey as well.
So I met a couple of people who were
also that's quite interesting to say that. Like, is that you think that was from like a racial point of view in Ireland? Because I don't know what Ireland is like. Are there blacks there? Like, is it
a lot?
Okay, cool. So is
for me, it wasn't an actual. For me, I was being bullied in a lot of places. I'm telling you now, like I don't even like that whole victim thing because I feel like sometimes it's like, oh, really, what did you do? What did you do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm actually being very serious. Like, I don't know what it was about me that really pissed people off. Because even when I went to uni, I was bullied for my first 2 years in uni as well. So I don't know what I started thinking maybe there's something wrong with me. Like being bullied so many times. Like, okay, surely, like.
But like, what were they bullying you for?
You know what's so interesting? I didn't know until my best friend. She actually went up to them and was like, "What is you guys' problem with and like her?" Like, and then they were like, "We just don't like that she's confident."
See,
confidence
scary.
People don't like that, you know. People don't like that.
And then I think it was kind of like, "How dare you?" You know what I mean? It was like, "How dare you be the?" Because I was 17 and a lot of the people were 20 in uni. So it's like, "How dare you be the 17-year?
How dare you not be insecure?
How dare you not be insecure?" And I think as well, the time as well in Ireland that was company was also when the whole like colorism thing was really apparent. So it's kind of like, "How dare you be a confident dark-skinned girl? Like, how dare you?"
That's deep. Yeah.
It was just like, "How dare you?" And I wish I didn't take it as personal because it really knocked my confidence for like a lot of years. But it's all good now.
Yeah. Very good, man. Yeah, man. Bond them, man. Yeah, the band. So now, it's interesting to hear about that journey because it's like, I always hear. So, for example, one of my favorite artists ever is J. Cole.
Nice.
And he speaks about how he moved to New York, right? And he just like he came for university, but like he speaks about how he just came with a dream and just saying, it's like it's gonna work out some way. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna do it. So that like journey of moving to like a big city has always been one that like it
you have to
stuck with me a lot. Yeah, because like a new environment can change your life, bro.
You have to like
You've done it.
Like
her one was
the last 2 years I've been traveling back and forth from LA.
Okay.
Like literally
what's that been like?
By myself. I started off just knowing one person. But I like I say, like I'm not gonna lie, like everything with my journey it's been God. Because when I just think about it, I'm like I'm living through things that I actually prayed on. Like this makes so much sense. Timing, like just everything. And I feel like a lot of people had the American dream.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go to America and I always wanted to go to LA, but I always said like, I don't want to go to LA without a real purpose. I don't want to just go for the fun of it because I knew that like there's a lot of value in that place.
Yeah.
And it just aligned like how it was supposed to. I met one person and we met like a couple months before the new year. We tapped in about music. I was dabbling in and out of like different studios and stuff, just trying to find someone to help me execute my goals. And he was like, "Listen, if you're serious, book your flight, come out. Like, I got you, you're good." I booked my flight. I flew out 4 months later and I stayed for a month. And from then I've been going back and forth, just building, developing, and it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Do you think you're able to, as a writer, if you're like in a new environment, it kind of inspired different.
Yeah,
like,
it's the work ethic.
Yeah.
And, you know, writing, like, it's experiences. You have to experience things, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just been a great journey. It's not been easy.
For sure.
But you have to put yourself out there. Like, you have to make sacrifices. You have to take risks. That's the only way you can grow. Yeah, it's the only way. Like, I encourage people all the time, like, just get out of what you know. Literally, just go.
Be uncomfortable for a bit, innit? Yeah,
you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
For sure. I did want to touch upon, like, you know, the journey as an artist. Like, how much does it really cost? Because like, I know, like, I have an idea that like it can't be easy, but in terms of like the like beats that you're using, studio time, putting your music out there into the world on like streaming platforms, and even if you got like a music video or whatever you may be doing, like how much does it really cost you guys?
You know it is.
Everyone's different.
And you know is when something, if you're starting, that you're gonna see that's very apparent is when you ask people how much things charge, they're not gonna say what their price is. They're gonna be like, "What's your budget?" That's to tell you what this is. Because that used to irritate me so bad. Because like, why can't you just tell me and I can gauge? But no, it literally depends on how much you can spend. It's like what you put in is kind of what you almost kind of get.
Yeah, that's quite.
Which is annoying because with the lack of resources, lack of finances, there's only so much the reach can be.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Everyone is different. Like everyone is different, especially being an independent artist, being a signed artist. There's so many different types of deals, distros, pub deals. But as a complete independent artist, you are doing this off the back of yourself.
Yeah. Well,
you know, and I always preach that networking is key, because if people believe in you and they believe in the vision and they see the talent, they want to be a part of it. And that way you build them relationships. Like they aren't like, they're not going to charge you, because at the end of the day, you're putting their work out there.
Out there as well, exactly.
So I scream networking is key, because it can't help a lot.
It's mutual, right? Yeah.
It's mutual, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's
also
very expensive.
being as self-sufficient as possible, but also knowing what you can be self-sufficient in. For example, like me, I'm not going to ever bother to learn to engineer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but I'm very realistic. Like, I know some people like to pride themselves to be like, produce, engineer, no. Yeah. I'm not good in that. I'd rather get someone else to do that. I'd rather focus on what I can do. I'm good at graphic designing. So I do my artwork. Do you know what I mean? I'll do my artwork. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do that. My brother's a videographer, so I'll work with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, little things like that, I will do. I don't like doing stuff that I'm not good at.
I do think it's good to be skilled. I think it's good to know the basics.
Yeah.
It's good to know the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as an artist, like, you just want to focus on your art, and that's how it should be. But a lot of artists know how to, like, do a 1-2, you know, record demos. Yeah.
Make beats maybe sometimes.
It does make your life easier. In your spare time, you can just, you know, bring up Logic.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know? But, yeah. I agree with that.
That's interesting. And like, you know, when we touched upon the like, the financial side of it as well, like, how do you you balance like work with your art as well? Like, what's that journey like?
Listen, when I tell you my journey, the last 2 years, bear in mind, I started university when I started my music, like taking music serious. So I was studying law and criminology.
Okay.
I was studying law and criminology, flying to LA, 8-hour time zone, making sure my assignments are done a month in advance, making sure I'm doing my online exams, working jobs. But if we're keeping it all the way real, like, I've had to leave jobs because my career is always gonna come before a 9 to 5. It's not easy. Like,
yeah, that's a real sacrifice.
It's not easy. Like me, I go to LA. I think I'm coming back 2 weeks. I stay for 3 months. The job is like deuces.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I have that fire inside of me. I'm gonna make it work. Like I don't care. I have family that will support. I'll make it work. I'm not giving up my dream or coming home for a 9 to 5. I'm just not doing that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not for me.
How's that been on your end?
I think for me currently, I'm just taking it kind of day by day.
Yeah.
Because I'm in uni right now. I'm doing my master's, and it is kind of hard. I mean, I'm doing well in school, so that's the most important thing. But like, it's literally non-stop work for me. It's, if I'm not in the library, I'm a studio. If I'm not a studio, I'm in some kind of networking thing. Yeah. If I'm not networking, I'm in the gym. Yeah. Like, I'm always kind of doing something.
Always
to, like,
something, yeah.
Work on myself, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. That that's quite deep as well, because I guess like it's all about the balance. Because if the scale tips too much on one end, the other end gets like impacted, right, and damaged. For example, if you like you never work, then how are you gonna fund? Like as you guys said, like studio time, beats, like I don't know, the videographer that you work with, and so on and so forth. So I guess it's just about having the balance.
I don't know, because yes and no, because something Barack Obama actually said that really resonated with me is if you're really trying to be like to be in the very, like as you said, unordinary type of thing, and you want to be really great at it, forget the balance. That's literally what happens. Like, unfortunately, you know, it's unfortunately that's the reality of it. Like, I don't look for balance. I just look for whatever I'm doing.
How am I gonna make it work?
How am I gonna make it work? Because if this means I have to sacrifice this amount to get to where I need to be, I don't mind. That's why I made sure last year I enjoyed my life. I don't think you understand. That's why when I dated December, that's why I went to Greece. That's why I went to everywhere. Because I said next year, I kid you not, I'm sacrificing everything and anything to get to where I need to be. Like, you can't. I don't look for balance.
Like, I wouldn't encourage. I'm not gonna say don't work a job, but you have to be, it takes a certain level of delusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why not everyone is successful, because not everyone is willing to do what it takes to get to where they need to be. Not everyone is willing to sacrifice. Not everyone is willing to be broke. Not everyone is willing to not see their family and friends. Not everyone is willing to go to the other side of the world. You have to be delusional. You have to do what the ordinary aren't willing to do. That's the only way.
Nah,
I would just say that you can't have two careers at once. And that's someone who, I come from, before I went to Masters, I actually worked in tech. Okay. So I actually had a career in tech. Yeah. And for someone who had a career in tech, it was really hard. Because I used to wonder, like, when people blow, you always hear the story of they're a waitress or something. I'm like, never a doctor, never a nurse, never a jammy. It's like, why? I see why. Because that type of jobs expect you to give your all to that.
Too demanding,
and you can't give your all to two things at the same time.
It's too demanding, I guess the ideal world is that, like, and you always hear of, like, artists who you speak about it, and they say, I don't know, like, I was working in a restaurant there, and then after studio and whatever. So, but like, I know what you mean. You know, it's quite interesting that you guys say that, because I've never really viewed it like that. Like, how I've always viewed dreams is that there are other parts of your life that also need tending to. But that's an interesting point of view that you guys put forward, that like it's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing.
Like, there is no plan.
That's quite new to me as an idea, but I hear it. It's all or nothing.
Because you'd see the Oprahs and all say it, and then you'd be like, I'll show you. Yeah. And then it happens, and you're like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I actually can.
And it can be a lonely journey. Like, it can be lonely because it's like you have a vision and you know what you want for your life. So it's like, I have to miss out on the fun. Like, sometimes your friends won't even understand. Like, what do you mean you can't meet up for dinner? What do you mean you can't go on this trip? It's like, I can't. Yeah. I can't. I have a goal. Like, you got to isolate yourself. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy at all, man.
Not easy.
But that's deep. On to like the area of like, you know, when you're trying to build a career for yourselves. I did want to touch upon, like, of course, as female artists, like, do you guys ever feel like a pressure to like look a certain way, like in your music or in your videos, to like get like a certain amount of like awareness, or is that not really like in the thought process for you guys?
For me, it's 100% the thought process.
Yeah.
And that is something that I think is just the reality of things. Yeah. Because, I mean, looks in general are always going to make or break something, right? And we're a very visual society. Even on TikTok, right? Especially, like, even when you're scrolling on TikTok, you're more likely to stay and watch a video if someone looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing. True. Yeah, look pretty, for sure. I mean, you can be upset about it, but the reality is there. Do you know what I mean? You just have to work with the game. Like, unfortunately, that's the game. Yeah. And then you just have to know. Like, I mean, it benefits me to look good. Yeah. And I like looking good. So I don't really mind it. Yeah. I think for me, where the pressure could be is little things like body trends. Like, one day the skinny is in, one day the thick is in. Like, I think things like that, I don't think we should be trying to keep up with. But make sure you look your best and your best at all times. That's what I stand on. And anyone who's around me knows I don't play about that. Yeah. Like, you got to look the part, right? You really need to.
As an artist, branding is very important. So, you know what I mean? You just have to really make sure you got that on point. Yeah, for sure. I wanted to kind of get into like the for the songs that like you guys have out right now. So, you know, with Caught My Eye, how do you feel like the out song has like settled in and with the audience and stuff?
You know what's so crazy? That song actually almost got scrapped. Okay. Because I had issue with the... Actually, I won't tell you what they had because I don't want people checking for it. Because then they're going to say, I had an issue with. That was it. Yeah. But there was something I had a problem with it, and I was just like, I'm not going to release it. But because I hadn't released since July, I was like, let me just drop it. It is what it is. But the reception really kind of puzzled me because I was like, oh my days, people really like it. I've gone to places and people are singing it to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you guys really like the song? I was like, great. Like, I love that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask as well, like, you know, when you were creating that song, what did you have in mind in terms of like, I always ask like artists, like, what is the end point of the song in terms of like where you want it like played and like how do you want it to be like enjoyed? Like,
so I'm a visual artist. Yeah. I never started song without trying to imagine how I want it to be seen as and how to be felt as. I don't really just go in there. Like, I always come in with topics. That's how I kind of write. Yeah, me too. So for me, what caught my eye is I wanted something fun. I had just watched John Tucker Must I. Okay. And I loved that kind of, like, it's so random, but I loved how, like, they were trying to, like, get the guy to like her. And
Yeah.
You know, she was playing cool and she was being confident. I just liked it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know, that's be fun, like as a concept, but a bit more like audacious, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
lyrics are very direct. It's like, yeah, I want you. I need you. Do you know what I mean? Kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Because I would never say that out loud.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, I always thought about that because, you know, it's, I would listen to some artist songs and I'll be like, this is quite audacious, but in person, like, would you say that? Do you know what I mean?
I don't say anything.
Nah, I hear you still. Nah, I hear you still. And of course with Kiss and Tell as well. How do you feel like like I do want to ask you the creative process in that song. How was that on your side?
It was great because it came from like a real life scenario.
Yeah.
So Kiss and Tell is pretty much talking about like being in a situationship
Mm.
stage. You know what I mean? Like seeing someone, the chemistry's there. You might go 6 months, a year without seeing them, but every time you guys link up, it's the same energy. So it's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's very relatable
yeah.
That's my
song.
favorite
Like,
line.
everyone
Yeah.
can relate to it, but it was a really great creative process because I was literally writing about what I've lived and what I'm currently going through. So it was great. Music is therapy.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's things you wouldn't say in person, but when
In
you
the
listen
music, you
to
feel like you can say it in the
you
music.
listen to artists' songs, like they are real deal, like telling you
Pulling
things
at
that
their
they
heart.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's quite so. But in those instances though, like, do you feel like, or have you ever felt like a previous partner or like situationship may feel like, oh wow, that's about me?
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna tell you it's about you.
No, okay.
I'm gonna tell you.
You stand on it.
I'm gonna say, Flip, thanks for giving me inspiration for music. At
Fair.
least
Yeah,
the
yeah,
situation
fair.
was
I've
trash,
had-
but thanks.
Yeah.
I've had someone when I released That's How We. I had someone think it was about him, and I was like, it's not about you.
Oh, that is awkward. Oh mate, nah, I'm joking.
Awkward.
I was like, you wish.
I feel like men be like that though, especially men you talk to, they be like, "Oh, make a song about me." It's like,
Yeah, they do that.
please.
Oh, do you meant ask that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Golly, oh
Did
mate.
you make a song about me today? Like, please get out of my face.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's quite interesting though, because yeah, it's like imagine and like you always hear it with like big artists, and then someone will come out and say, "Oh, I was with that person doing X, Y, and Z,"
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's always quite funny still. But from I know a bit earlier you touched upon the like social media side. How do you guys feel like you have been able to like build a brand on social media platforms? Like, how are you guys approach that? Is it like editing and just like putting things out there? Just kind of like on your end.
Okay, so she's a bit more thoughtful about it than I am. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like 2025 I will try and be a bit more tactful in how I
you
do.
will.
I
Yeah,
will.
you will.
I will. Like
That's
the way
weird.
I am is I will just think of
Yes.
something, I'll post and go, I need to stop doing that because I think for me I focus more on volume.
Yeah.
Which I guess can help. But volume and quality is what I need to be focusing on when it comes to TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm more of a YouTube babe.
Okay,
you
I
know,
hear
like
you.
everyone, I grew up more on YouTube. I think I have more of an audience on YouTube.
Yeah.
So things like quick, like TikTok, kind of, I don't know, I'm still trying to kind of get the hang of it.
Still growing into it, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, isn't it a bit exhausting though? Like having to always be online, having to always post.
Trust me.
Like having to plan your content, plan your videos. Like, isn't it exhausting?
This is what comes with it.
Comes with it. Yeah.
This is what comes
You know
with
what? Like sometimes we see artists and you'll talk about how frustrating it is, and don't get me wrong, I can be like that. So I'm like, again. but when you think about the OGs, yeah, I know they laugh at our generation, thinking like, you guys even have it so easy, and this is how you're complaining.
True.
These people used to sell physical tickets on
Yeah.
the street with their boom boxes.
Yeah.
They come to my show, and the fact that you can be spared at least that physical, I guess, way of putting yourself out there. You're just doing on social media where you're not really aware of the numbers too much. You should even be more encouraged to even make sure you're pushing yourself out there. Like,
We do have it easier. I feel like we're a very lazy generation
Yeah.
though. We're a very lazy generation.
I think we have it easier due to social media, yes. But I
Yeah.
also feel like probably the competition is greater because now everybody thinks they can do it.
Yeah. 100%.
soon we'll
Due
be
to the
competing with
access.
AI.
So you compete with AI. What do you guys feel about that though? Like AI like in the music industry?
It scared me at first, but the more
People-
I'm kind of learning about it, it's not.
People really be using that. Like AI is going up,
Yeah.
especially in the music industry.
People use it like you know when you say use it, do you mean from a songwriting point of view as well?
People will pick an artist and they will tell AI to make a song the Juice World like,
With me.
and it will sound like
The
Juice
same
WRLD.
vibe. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nasty
I
game,
think
man.
It will be regulated soon. I do think that. I just think the way these things work, they have to see it through first before they can regulate it.
Yeah.
So I know people are kind of like, oh, why are they not doing something? Like, they can't because we don't know how far it can go yet.
Yeah,
It's still
yeah,
under investigation, but I do think it will be regulated quite soon. I think things like that is going to be, they won't be allowed to have that submitted into like awards and stuff.
Yeah,
if anything, they would have to be their own original AI artists. I think it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't really pay too much attention to it though.
I pay attention because I'm very big on being, there's this, because I work in tech, so those who work in tech know the word agile.
Okay.
So it's being about very adaptable. So I'm very on, like, to know what's going on. And I find ways to see how I can incorporate it. Because can't beat it, join it.
I take it in, but I just don't spend too much. You know what I mean? I take it in. I hear it.
It's kind of like with work. So personally, like at work, I'll use AI to help me with things. So like getting information, like putting it in lists, or like finding things that will take me like 10 minutes to do, it will do it in seconds.
I use it for stuff like that, but music, I don't use it for music.
Admin stuff, yeah.
I don't use it for the creative process, like she said, but I will use it for things like in terms of in relation to like music, it will be like I'll tell them like the whole thing I'm doing, and then I'll be like, what do you think about this idea? I think it's a good idea. Maybe you should add this and that. That's kind of like what I would use it for. But the main concept is mine.
Yeah. That's what I did actually see someone online the other week, and she said that I put into chat GPT build for me like a business plan, and I did it, and it was quite good. So like it's definitely being used quite a lot for sure.
I actually used it one time as well, and I told AI the type of life I wanted to live. Yeah. Exactly. And I said, write me like a day in the life of someone who's living this. And when I read it, I felt like having tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I can actually make this.
It is good enough. AI is good. It is.
So yeah, like getting all the information is important still. I did want to also touch upon like a few hot topics. It's basically like a period of like where things are going on like in the world and our point of view on it. So there's something currently going on. So I'm sure you guys have heard of it. The 18-year-old
in Dubai,
who's in Dubai, and obviously now he's been jailed because he slept with someone who was 17 at the time. Like, of course, there's been like a lot of outcry about it online because it's like, what the hell, like spiteful from the mother and stuff. Like, it's just been crazy to read all the information about it, and like the mother, how she called the authorities on him and so on and so forth. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's a bit vindictive.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he's being used as an example.
Yeah, I think they're doing that.
I do think the UK government should interfere and step into that, because that's going to be the start of many, if anything. So if you don't kind of interfere with that, I guess it's going to be a thing that can even be worse if something else happens to that. So I do think they need to interfere with that. I think it's a really devastating time for their family. I think they're Congolese as well. It's just, and then his face is there as well. That's like going to affect his future. Yeah. It's just too much.
It's just the way the media, I hate the way the media portray black people. Yeah. I hate it.
It's going to be on his record as well, which is really unfortunate, like, for his future, like...
Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
Prospects. Yeah.
He's like, how old was he, 19?
Is he 18?
At the time, he was 18 and she was 17.
So did it happen this year?
Yeah, so it happened whilst they were there, during this year, yeah.
I just think it says a lot about how she waited until her daughter came back.
That's the thing. That's the spiteful. It's like you waited until your daughter was back, and then you reported it.
Like, because what was the agenda? Like,
it's spiteful. Do you know what I mean?
It's really a shame, because I have brothers, and I do always tell them, there's a lot of people in this world that are very vindictive.
Don't want the best for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You need to be very careful in how you move and what you allow yourself to engage in. So I think that's also, I guess, a lesson to our generation and our children and stuff as well, to really be aware. It's just annoying because at 18, like I was probably just as dumb.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? And I do feel like there's probably a wider conversation that needs to be had about when you travel to foreign countries, being aware like of the laws there.
Exactly.
Because I feel like we just kind of like, I'm going. Do you know what I mean? I'm going. But
I think that's very important, especially in places like Dubai.
Yeah.
You need to know because it's too much.
I mean, but of course he's a young buck, isn't he?
Was
he's
it
18.
Yeah. Did he go with his family as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so
both on family holidays, but I think obviously they linked up or whatever.
Yeah, see, especially him being with his family, he's not gonna look up the law.
No, at that
Exactly.
age, yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I feel like the law
18,
thing
like,
is
you're gonna-
more of like if you're going with your friends. Do you know what I mean? You guys are gonna take those extra precautions. It's just that's really frustrating. Like I really do hope it gets sorted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
So he's been given the Joe's sentence, so he's gonna be there for a year.
That's insane. In Dubai.
But can he not appeal?
I think they're trying to.
Yeah, I think there's still. I think there's like a time period that he can appeal.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Dubai.
It's just it's a sad situation.
Yeah, it's really sad, and I just hope that he's still able to have a future after it and able to live his life, right? For sure. I was thinking about this recently. Over the past like month, I'd say the weather in the UK has been horrible. Like it's been freezing, it's been wet.
I hear it.
Like going into the office and stuff, it's been awful. And I'd probably say like it's the first period of time where like I've actually considered relocating. Like honestly, like genuinely, yeah. And I want to ask you guys, like, have you guys had like a similar thought as well over the past year or whatever? This UK place, man. I don't know anymore, man. I'll be real.
You know, it's people always tell me I should be used to it because in Ireland it's colder.
No.
Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care where it's colder. I don't want to be in the cold. Like when I went to Nigeria, I was there for the Christmas period, and it was while everyone was snow and crying. I was happy. I was happy. I was on, the beach. I was in the beach houses. I was enjoying my life.
Yeah.
When I came back, I kid you not, this wave of depression.
Bro, like it's so cold. Like I'm like, I've also noticed, like also like, when it's cold and wet, you don't really want to go places because like I ain't trying to go. It's
an inconvenience.
Inconvenience, you know what I mean? So I'm actually thinking about it.
It's so hard to stay motivated, like
to
do stuff.
It's hard to be motivated, but
weather does make a big difference.
Big impact.
It does. Like I know people be screaming UK is bad vibes, and then in summertime everyone loves it.
I still don't like it.
The weather does make a big difference, but I like the best of both worlds. Like I like spending time in maybe LA for a couple months and spending time here, but I just hate the cold in general. I don't like it. But I don't hate the UK. Like I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I hate the weather.
I don't
hate the UK.
The weather's okay, yeah.
I feel like when I leave the UK or like even Belfast, like I do appreciate just certain things. Like maybe it's the people,
certain norms,
the morals. Like you do appreciate it more. But I don't want to live here forever.
The minute this music takes off for you guys,
okay. Yeah,
no facts. Even before that.
I hear it still.
I've been planning my exit route.
It's always cold and wet, and it gets dark so early. Like 3:34 is dark. Like golly.
But it be getting dark in LA too around this time.
Oh, is it? Fair.
In winter, yeah.
Okay.
So certain things.
But it's warmer, right?
It's warmer, but it does be a bit chilly around this time.
Oh, okay.
Like at nighttime.
Fair play.
A
but you
little
go
bit.
To LA though. Like, is it expensive there? Because I've always heard that like
it is expensive.
LA is pricey. Like
obviously, tipping culture is huge out there. I'd be like, damn, I just spent this amount of money. You want a tip?
Yeah.
And then the tax that they tax you. It is a lot. I say it's extortionate. Matter of fact, it don't even make sense. But one thing I will say is I feel like if you move to LA and you're spending a certain amount of money on an apartment, you need to utilize your environment. You need to capitalize. You need to be out there networking because I feel like you're paying for the value. That's what I think. You're paying for the value because there's a lot of people of value in there. But it is expensive. But shit, if you go out for a year, just make sure you work hard.
Yeah. I think that's so true. Like I think that's also why the like rent prices in London are also crazy because they know that it's a city of opportunity and it's a hub of like creativity or whatever it may be. So that's why you can charge more as you like. The opportunity that is also like in that area.
Look at December time, the flight prices to Nigeria, to Ghana.
It's
because it becomes popular. Like
yeah, they know, man.
Yeah, they just make it harder for us.
They know. Cool. But yeah, man. I'll be round up though. Like, what are you guys ahead of 2025? How you guys feeling, man?
I'm excited.
How you feeling? Yeah,
I'm excited.
Like from a music point of view, are there like I know it's still a bit early, but do you guys have like any idea of like what you want to do in
it's never early with music, I feel like you have to be such a planner.
Well, I already know my next
I already
single.
know my next
come on.
four things.
I already know my plan. You have to.
Yeah.
I'm just say plan to fail.
All gas, no breaks. Like that's just it. It'd be like that all year round for us, regardless. All gas, no breaks. But 2025, claiming it's gonna be an amazing year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I think it should be like a good year, fresh year, and I feel like for anyone who just has a a dream, is a creative, just like, yeah, man, just chase it, man.
Go for it.
You never know what can happen in a year's time, right?
You have to go for it, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be graduating.
Nice.
That'll be good.
God's grace.
Yeah, God willing. And also, like, I'm really excited actually for 25. I don't know. I know everyone says, "Oh, the next year." There's something about this year. I do think there's something about 2025. Because what COVID officially ended. The second lockdown was what, 2021?
Yeah.
Am I right?
It was. Was it or 2020? Did we have 2 years of COVID? How long did COVID last?
It was a while.
It was like 2020 to 20.
The second lockdown was 2021. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone who's been putting in work, I feel like it's been now, it's like a...
Yeah.
We've already seen some people who've been working...
Seen some fruits of it.
In 2024, I feel like 2025 is going to be a year that a lot of people have been...
We've had a rough couple of years.
Yeah, it's been tough.
We've had a rough couple of years. What?
It's been tough. Lastly, very, very lastly, what is one thing that you think we as a society or as an industry should leave in 2024?
Leave in 2024.
Yeah, that needs to leave. That is
like something that we do.
Good. Not well. It could be anything, like in society, friends, whatever.
Just stop worrying about how strangers perceive you. They're not paying your bills. They don't matter. Like, stop worrying about what other people think. Who cares?
Mine's a bit personal. Don't befriend people who they like to stay home all the time. And the reason I say that, because I'm a homebody myself, So even the network, she would even tell you, like, I was like, I don't want to do it, right?
Yeah.
But there's I'm telling you guys, when I was living in Manchester for 2 years, I never left my house, right? And there's something about, this is why they say things like prison and stuff, they don't think it helps people. When you stay by yourself, you really think your perception's reality.
True.
Yeah.
You are not developing. You need to be around people who are constantly looking for opportunity in anything, whether it's a conversation, whether it's in life, job, wherever. Because the way they will motivate you, the way they will inspire you, the way you will learn from each other, it will, like, it's literally abundant. Yeah. When you're around people who just want to be at home, it's stagnant, right? Yeah, we all want to be at home sometimes, bro. We don't like it, but to be always home, it's not healthy.
You gotta be out there.
It's true. I feel like COVID I'm a homebody. I feel like COVID made me even more like that, not wanting to leave the house. But especially in this type of industry, you have to. Whether you like it or not, you better get outside in that field.
Get there,
So we need to leave that whole being, that individualism when you think because you are home all the time, you're weird and down. Like, stay at home and stay with your mindset.
Got there, meet people, man. Nah, that's good, man. I think that's a wrap, man. Appreciate you guys for coming onto the pod.
Thank you for having us.
In a new studio. It's fun here, man. I like it here, man. So we got a lot more episodes that are coming up in the future as well. But of course, guys, if you like the episode, ensure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. And we're building the community here, man. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, and have a blessed week.
Bye,
Peace.
Guys.